Here's Phil to tell you more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving 2020. Please understand if you do contribute live, I appreciate that. It helps out. What a year this has been. First of all, what on earth? Did anyone at the beginning of 2020 actually expect 2020 was going to go this way? Seriously.
Beard strips. Cheers to the first death from the coronavirus in Seattle was just confirmed. What steps are you taking to keep you and your family safe? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. It's called just be healthy. Truth of the matter is, the coronavirus is not an epidemic. The flu virus is more dangerous than the coronavirus.
Earlier this year, at the very beginning of 2020, I didn't know what was going to happen this year. I was in the midst of declaring bankruptcy. For most people, okay, the bankruptcy process is straightforward. It's just declaring certain information, providing said information, and basically justifying that you qualify for bankruptcy, and then usually you get it, okay? For me, it was completely different. In fact, you know, the bankruptcy lawyer who I worked with said this is one of the most unique cases she'd ever handled because I had so many trolls who were constantly trying to wedge themselves into the process. And you might say, what? What are you talking about? People were constantly contacting every person involved in my bankruptcy process behind the scenes, basically making shit up, trolling them, sending fake information, slandering me, and making up the most crazy shit.
Where did Phil get the money for that new spatula?
To try to get it so my bankruptcy wouldn't go through, okay? It was pretty fucked up. To say the least, it was pretty fucked up to the point where, I'm not kidding, I was having behind-the-scenes private meetings with judges.
Objection!
Okay? About my bankruptcy proceeding because they were so bombarded with trolling and fake information from the internet, they couldn't believe it.
They were like, you gotta understand, you know, we've got now probably hundreds of emails of information that we don't even know what this is, you know.
You know, some of it makes it sound like you're a criminal who should be in federal prison. My financial documents had to be made public. Well, not all my financial documents, but like my filing for bankruptcy that had financial information in it had to be made public. And there were people just picking everything apart. For example, in my bankruptcy filing, my bankruptcy lawyer did not list that I own a cat. Okay? You're supposed to list all your assets. I didn't list that I own a cat. Normally, this is not a problem. 99.9999999% of cases, no one cares that you own a cat. The cat has zero value. You're not going to go resell a domestic house cat. It has no value at all. Okay? Not to say that Jasper has no value. Oh my God, he's a member of our family. But that's what I mean. He's a member of the family. He's not an asset to be bought or sold. Well, no, most people who declare bankruptcy don't have to put that kind of stuff on their paperwork. Well, I file for bankruptcy. We don't put it on the paperwork. The trolls contact the judge and say, well, Phil owns a cat. And he didn't put it on the paperwork, therefore he committed fraud. Now, how do you think, you know what I mean? Like, do you really think that the people involved in this process, do you think they want to be bothered by this shit? Of course they don't. They just want this to be a normal bankruptcy proceeding and have it go through. But this process became the most time-consuming, convoluted, waste of time process because shitheads kept shoehorning themselves into the process, making it more complicated and worse. So what happened? Oh, normally people don't have to disclose that. I have to now go back and disclose that because these idiots fucking had to bring it up, right? You may think that a lot of the things that are said on my streams by these people or said in their videos is just harmful or excuse me, not harmful trolling. Oh, it's not a big deal, right? But you have to understand that when you make something up about someone and so many people talk about it that people believe it because they're gullible, that now becomes a huge issue with something like a bankruptcy filing. You know, there were people saying that I owned things that I didn't own. There were people saying that I had so much value of things in the house that doesn't exist or the value just isn't there. People who just don't understand the process, okay? They just don't. They don't understand the process, how bankruptcy works, and they're making shit up constantly. But because they're making shit up, I have to now tell people about things and disclose things and explain things, all right? That whole meme of me playing mobile games and spending money on mobile games and shit actually became a huge factor because they were like, is it true or not? And I had to show them all of my financials and show where my money goes. And of course, once I showed them the truth of the matter, it was all, okay, fine.
I had to lie. I knew I had to hide it.
Companies reach out to me and say, hey, Phil, we'd like to give you a product to review. Would you do it and then advertise the product? Sure. And I do it, and then people completely spam the shit out of the social media feed of that company saying these horrendous things about me. Phil's a scammer. Phil's this. Phil's that. And then they don't want to deal with me anymore. I can't get opportunities like other content creators because those same people who tried to fuck with my bankruptcy fuck with every opportunity I get. That really was the start of a major positive push in 2020 for me and my family, because now not having all of that debt looming over our heads now means that the money that comes in as a result of me streaming can now be put towards all the things it should have been going towards to begin with. My taxes, the mortgage, the car payment, the utilities, food and things for the house and stuff. You know, this year was very different, because it's funny how idiots want to say, oh, see, Phil got bankruptcy, so now he's rich, he's rolling in dough. It's like, no. What happened was I can now afford my real life again. I actually had to catch up on back taxes, which I'm still doing. I still am on a back payment plan, and I owe so many taxes from the years I couldn't pay them that it's going to take me a long ass time to get caught up with that, okay? I'm not going to sit here every day and be like, well, folks, here's my receipt of what I spent money on this week. You're so mentally infatuated with me because you're fucked in your head and you need to have fucking brain surgery to fix it. If you really think that I'm some kind of a scam artist who has like all this money hidden away in banks in the Cayman Islands, and I have a yacht that I go out on my days off with Kat, and we went to Japan for her birthday, and, you know, we have 3 cars here. You know, you guys are fucking morons, but you can believe whatever you want. But the bottom line is I don't care what you believe, because you weren't going to support me anyway. You weren't going to be the supportive people. You're the toxic shit that follows me around in life, that fucks with my life, and I don't give a fuck about you. You're creating nonsense where it doesn't exist. You're making shit up just for the sake of drama. And that's not good, because that hurts people. All right? When you participate, oh, it's just a harmless meme. No, it's not. When you just make shit up about that kind of stuff, and you're legitimately hurting people by doing it. You are. And it's fucked up that people think it's funny to just make up dramatic shit about people that's not true, because then idiots believe it. Right? It was a meme for a day when I took her to the doctor that she was pregnant. And then she's not, you idiots. It's a fucking issue with her mouth or gums. You're so dumb. You're so fucking dumb. But that's what I mean. And it hurts that, and now those memes get blown out of proportion and turned into things people believe them because they're stupid. And that's the kind of shit that hurts people. All right? There's stuff right now that Kat and I would like to do. All right? And I'm not talking go on vacation and shit. I'm talking practical stuff in the house.
But we don't know if we can do it.
Because every day, contributions come in, and I don't even know how many of those are real. Stuff unexpectedly coming up that was money out of nowhere. I had the money for it because the bankruptcy went through, you see? So thank God it did. And if it didn't go through because those shitheads were making stuff up about me and trying to be really nasty and ruin my life, this could have been the end of everything this year. This, like I said, this was the make or break year for us, where I could have lost the house, I could have lost everything. And it would have been because of trolls on the internet. As stupid as that sounds, because I qualified for bankruptcy. Everything lined up and I qualified for it, and I should have gotten it. And if I didn't get it, it would have been because of them making shit up, not because of anything that I did wrong. How fucked up is that? That everyone else in America can qualify for something and I might not have gotten it because of trolls. Here we go here. Got to ban a moron, of course. First of all, my bankruptcy lawyer got sick. Had the flu. Almost thought she had coronavirus. Luckily, she didn't. She had the flu. And because of that, she couldn't make the first bankruptcy hearing. So we just didn't go, and it got rescheduled. And because of coronavirus, it became a phone-in meeting. And during the phone-in meeting, people found out, because it's a public meeting, they called in and impersonated my creditors, which is completely illegal. Those people could go to jail for a long time for what they did. People illegally record it. It's not legal to do what they did. You cannot record or rebroadcast a legal proceeding like that without permission from the judge themselves. The judge did not give permission. Therefore, every single person who recorded, streamed, or restreamed that legal proceeding broke the law. It's actually completely illegal. And if someone actually reported them to, say, Twitch or YouTube, they could get their account suspended or actually terminated, because it's technically breaking the law. It's not just, oh, I insulted someone or whatever, I broke a rule. They actually broke the law. All right, so I don't know who did, but whoever did is actually could get completely shut down and then arrested because it's actually breaking the law doing that. Bleach number 9 tipped me $1. Have you ever watched the Tractor parodies and laugh? No, because here's why. If any of them were not mean-spirited, I probably would. The problem is anytime I've ever tried to make an effort, you got to have something nasty about my wife in there who's completely innocent and should never, ever be brought into anything or be made fun of because she has nothing to do with me or my content.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
You got to say something that's completely fake in there. You know, it's one thing to have a running meme that's a joke like Phil snorts or whatever. And then it's like, Phil's a scammer and Phil's a criminal and a pedophile.
DSP is a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck. DSP is this and that.
It's not funny. That's not funny. There's a difference between having a running meme that's funny and something that's actually meant to hurt someone. Those are hurtful statements. And that's the shit that's constantly in their content because they're shitheads. They can't just do something and understand a joke versus actually trying to hurt someone. They think that hurting someone's funny. So that's why I don't watch that shit, because it's not funny. Isn't it ironic that the same motherfuckers who wanted to make my life a living hell and doxed all my private information are now having that information that's been made public used against them for false DMCA takedowns? Well, maybe if you weren't immature shitheads and put all my fucking information on the internet every moment you could, this wouldn't be happening to you. But you fucked up. You're a bunch of immature idiots and it came back to bite you in the fucking ass. That's karma, okay? But, again, I don't want that stuff happening. If anything, let these people get taken down for legitimate reasons, not false DMCA takedown, because I also am the subject of them. I would never, ever do that to anyone else because I'm affected by it. I know how bad it is. I would never do that to anyone else. But karma's a fucking bitch, isn't it? I hope that someday I'll get out of it. I don't know if I ever will. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. But karma's a fucking bitch, isn't it?
It was almost like we were living together, but we weren't a couple. It was more like we were living together as roommates, all right? And I know that sounds really fucked up.
But karma's a fucking bitch, isn't it?
I would never be in the situation I'm in right now, financially, if it weren't for the trolls completely destroying my YouTube business.
But karma's a fucking bitch, isn't it? The sponsorship is now gone. But karma's a fucking bitch, isn't it? Let's talk about what I'm very thankful for this year. First and foremost, and I feel that out of everything I even talked about, this is the most important. The health of my family is more important to me than anything else. The fact that this year we had a worldwide pandemic. I have parents who have pre-existing conditions and are elderly, and I told you the reason I went to visit them last year very much so was because they might pass away in the next few years if their conditions get any worse. I'm very lucky that it has not, and I am incredibly lucky and grateful that they're, I'm tearing up now. I'm incredibly happy that they stayed healthy this year. I was so worried, guys. You don't even know. Because my dad has to go to work still. He was at that age where he can retire. He's at the very edge of retirement. And every once in a while, he still has to go. He works from home most of the time. All right? But he has to go to work. And every time he goes to work, I get terrified that he's going to get sick. And, you know, I don't want my parents to pass away because of this fucking thing. And I hope you guys understand that this year, when I talked about coronavirus, and I urged you every time, I said, please stay home. Please wear a mask.
What steps are you taking to keep you and your family safe? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. It's called just be healthy. Truth of the matter is, the coronavirus is not an epidemic. The flu virus is more dangerous than the coronavirus.
Please listen. This is why. Because there's people out there who are very much at risk, and they don't deserve to get sick and die because people just want to have a fun, and they want to gather, and they want to have their parties. Oh, well, it's a 99% survival rate. Well, my parents are the 1% who are going to die, guys. You know? And I'm so grateful that they survived this year. I am. This is a year where I thought this could have been the worst year of my life because of this. And they're okay. You know, they got sick this year, but not coronavirus, thank God. They got colds and everything, but they didn't get coronavirus. Thank God. My wife works retail. She's on the front lines of this every day. She's exposed to hundreds of people who walk into the store where she works who won't listen, who won't wear the mask, who are coughing everywhere. It's insane. The coronavirus is only in the news so much because it's the newest thing. And the news always has to go panic mode over every little thing and try to report it like it's the end of the freaking world because that's how news works. You know what I mean? That's how they do it. So that's why you get these people freaking out over pretty much nothing. If you get sick, you get sick, and then you treat it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not worried about coronavirus. Same exact thing about someone dying in Washington with the coronavirus. Yeah, big whoop. Yeah, big whoop. Yeah, big whoop. She did I'm so grateful that my wife is such a diligent and intelligent and smart person that she did everything possible to keep herself healthy this year. And she did, you know, she get sick? Of course, everyone got sick. Didn't get coronavirus because she's been listening. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. Washing her hands, using the hand sanitizer, wearing the mask, staying distant. I'm so grateful that my family has stayed healthy this year when a lot of people were not that fortunate. All right, that's the most important thing out of everything is you know, your loved ones being healthy. All right, so many times this year I was terrified that something was going to happen, and it didn't. And I'm very, very, very grateful. Whoever made that happen, I'm very grateful. I don't know if there was some voodoo going on or if there is a God out there or whatever, but this could have been a very, very bad year, and it wasn't. And I'm very, very happy for that. These are actually tears of joy that everyone in my life is okay. All right? Now I got to try to stop crying like a baby.
And Randy O'Butternut tipped me $4 and said Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13 more in tips.
I am so grateful for my wife, Kat. She has no idea how much of a positive influence she is in my life. She turned my life around at a time many years ago when I was at one of my lowest lows ever. I didn't know how I was going to go on. She does so many things behind the scenes you guys don't know about to show how much she loves me and she supports me on a daily basis. And you guys don't see it because the bottom line is if I started talking to you guys about all of this stuff publicly, it would hurt us. People would be trolling us. People would be trying to use it to hurt us. So I don't mention, you know, she works her butt off, you know, to make this house be a nice house, a clean house. Not to say that I don't always clean. You know, I do clean things when I can, but I'm always in the office streaming. You guys see how often I am in here broadcasting. She's the best wife I could have ever asked for. She's the love of my life. She's definitely my soulmate. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her. And another thing you guys got to understand, as I said, I'm so grateful because this is the first Thanksgiving I'm really sitting down in 6 years and looking at the future and saying the future looks bright. I get to spend that future with her. You know how happy I am that I'm with someone who loves me and gets me, and I love her, and we get to spend this time together. Now, undoubtedly, I would love to spend more time with her. I would like it eventually long term. Maybe I don't have to stream 6 days a week full time. I can spend more time with her. But I'm so happy. You guys have to understand, right now, this moment that I'm sitting here, right now with all of you, is the happiest moment of my life. Because I'm living my life with a beautiful family that loves me.